Welcome, welcome, welcome to New Year's alignment. I hope you enjoy today's live stream. If you don't follow me, please follow me here on YouTube, Instagram, InsightTimer. We will have an amazing journey to align with truth, your truth, my love, always. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy, happy New Year. So excited to see the profile pics are coming in. Ray, happy New Year to you. A happy, happy, amazing 2023. Hello, Gary. Hi to you. Hey, ha, ha. Is that how you say it, Gary? Ha, Manal. Monica, hi Manal, happy New Year. Hello, Monica, happy New Year to you. Valerie, hello, hello. It's so good to see you too. Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to everyone. I am really, you'd think in 2023 I'd have a new way to introduce the topics, but no, the words that come out of my mouth are the same. I'm really excited to talk about today's topic. I'm really, Jennifer, Happy New Year to you. So excited to talk about New Year alignment. And can you guys remind me, Ran, hello to you. Oh my God, it's so amazing that everybody's coming in. It's been a while. It's been what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks? 2 weeks, if not a bit longer. I hope it's been a renewing 2 weeks for everybody and you had a wonderful time over the holidays and New Year's with everybody. And I believe it was Rochelle. I was gonna go back and look and see. Lori Ann, Happy New Year to you. Valerie, I missed our inspirations too. I really missed it. And I was like, oh, am I going to be able to talk? I had some self-doubt yesterday. Like, am I going to be able to, how am I going to speak? What am I going to speak about? I lost, but I did not lose flow. I did not lose flow. We will get straight into the flow. I think, can you guys remind me, do you remember if it was Rochelle or Rachel? I would think it was Rochelle or Rachel that requested this new year. I called it New Year alignment, but she was talking about New Year expectations and the pressure and the stress of expectations. And that's where this topic came from. It rose from that. And I've done a lot of thinking for the preamble and have some amazing, I think, insights for us to explore. Sporty Jan, Happy New Year to you. And I missed you all. And I love seeing your two cats on your profile pic. Lorianne, I love your high energy and excitement. Manal. Thank you, Lorianne. Okay, so this came up. So let's talk about it. What is everybody feeling for the new year? How are you feeling about the new year? How do you feel entering into the new year? What dreams, desires, expectations, resets? I know one of my girlfriends said to me, Manal, it's so strange that nothing is really different except a January 1st. It's a new day, but she says, I'm inspired to meditate and to do more things. And it just sort of resets intentions and resets energy. And from that aspect, New Year's is fantastic. New Year's and any time, any major milestones in our lives. It could be birthdays. It could be milestone birthdays. It could be anything. It could be a fast that you decide to have. Fasts, you all know that I love intermittent fasting and I love fasting, but it could be anything that sort of allows a refresh, a renewal, a setting of new intentions and a desire, a motivation, and all of that is fantastic. I'm getting goosebumps, so I think this is resonating. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So in that aspect, expectations are fantastic. They're wonderful. Expectations allow us to just align and to dream and to flush out and to become aware and to be self-observant and to create desires, which is wonderful. But then we talk about expectations in a negative way, that we might enter the year with expectations and judgment about ourselves. So this is where I want to talk about. I want to talk about the yin and the yang, flush out the yang, assuming the yang is the bad, and then get us aligned with the yin. How does that sound? So how is everybody feeling about the new year? What are your desires? What are your dreams? What are the feelings? Because you all know it always comes about feelings, and we're going to go through the four bodies and sort of observe what it's going. So help me orient in terms of where you all are so I can see which way we should direct today's conversation. Or, you know me, I can just go ad lib and maybe sing a few songs or not. I got a few ballads that I worked over the holidays. Peace. What do you recommend for first cleanse? Peace. I don't really have any recommendations. I think you're talking about the fasting. I just sort of I can go on and on, so I can talk to you about different ways that I have done and just sort of eating clean and really understanding what your body is best fueled with, and really becoming aware of what you eat and how you feel. For example, tomato is a very, very fresh, wonderful fruit slash vegetable. It's a fruit, but some people call it vegetable. But when I eat tomatoes, it does not feel good in my body. So what I truly recommend is truly understanding your body and really getting into alignment with what feels good and what doesn't feel good. My daughter, I've said it before, she's allergic to egg. Egg is one of the greatest foods. I actually just got a food test, I think it's called FIT, and egg was a highly inflammatory food for me, which is really difficult. I told all my girlfriends and they're like, I'm like, it said egg is the #1 and I just love eggs. And so I'm gonna bring out eggs for the first month or 6 weeks of the new year. I found out in December, but I waited till January because I knew that I didn't want to cut it out earlier, and I'm gonna remove egg. So for me, peace, what I recommend is eating clean. And clean is what you know, and if you don't know, it's not, I mean, obviously, you know, that didn't come out well, but non-processed foods is the first clean that I would say. Eating vegetables and fruits, and if you eat meat, eating clean meats, and doing that for a period, maybe a week, 2 weeks, flushing out, feeling good, and then slowly bringing back different foods and seeing how your body reacts and feels to it. That's one thing that I would suggest. And a second thing that I always suggest is intermittent fasting. And it just depends on how many hours you like, how many days a week. And again, I can do a whole series about food, and I think we've done it in the past, but at the end of the day, it's about understanding your body and seeing what feels good for you, because what feels good for what other people isn't for some people. Peace. I'm struggling with anxiety and depression as a school teacher. Resources are being taken away, and I'm teaching 210 students this semester. I do know, have a nutritional science degree, great idea. I need to hear my own advice. I do intermittent fasting, love it. Fantastic. And peace, it's the same as what we're going to do today about the New Year alignment. And the more we get together and you get part of this community, you sort of see everything comes back to the same thing. It's coming back and getting in tune with yourself, and in tune with your body, and in tune with your intentions, and clarity with what you desire and how you feel about it, and the judgments you might hold upon yourself, and cleaning those out from a place of love and compassion, knowing that this is just the human journey. This is just the human journey. And just really having love for yourself as you optimize peak performance for peace. What does Peace's peak performance look like? What does Valerie's peak performance look like? What does Sporty Jen's? What does Gary's? What does Monica's? Let's figure out what our peak performance looks like. Ray, what does yours look like? Let's figure that out and keep moving and calibrating and fine-tuning. And wherever you are now is where you're meant to be. It's your conditioning. And you look at it from a intrigue and curiosity and love and motivation to say, oh, this is where I am. I'm going to keep improving and growing and excelling. And my conditions were based on my desire to learn and grow in this earth world. So peace, I don't know if this helps, but that's sort of my approach, not just for food, New Year, for expectations, for judgments, for mourning, for everything. Thank you, my dear. I knew this was the place I needed to be this morning. Oh, this is fantastic. Peace, I didn't think you were here before. My first time with you. Fantastic. Okay, Valerie, part of me is excited for the possibilities, and I know you said part of me, Valerie, but I'm going to emphasize this. Part of me is excited for the possibilities. I'm going to rephrase that. Peace, sometimes I rephrase things and it has to feel good with the rephrasing, but I'm going to rephrase it for Valerie. And Valerie, you tell me how this feels. All of me is excited for the possibility, but there can still be a but. I'm excited for the possibilities. Let's not even have to put that in. I'm excited for the possibility, but, which is fine, but you guys all know that I don't like the word but I use it too. I do use it too. I use the word but too. So, and it's okay to acknowledge, and it's safe to acknowledge, but I'm going to put it in, but there's also a big fear of failure. Fantastic, Valerie. That I'll not feel happy or safe this year. Fantastic, Valerie. And that fear, that taste of fear, what we're going to keep calibrating to is getting into comfort with that fear, recognizing that's your cookie cutter. Your cookie cutter for your conditioning, for your life conditioning, is about calibrating to feeling safe and happy and secure. And Valerie, you are doing magnificent and powerful, and we will get that. We will get there together. And it's about muscling. It's all, you all know I say the same things, but we don't come from what I'm saying. We come for how we feel and orienting towards truth. So Valerie, you will get there, and I see you muscling, and your awareness and your ability to even say and recognize your fear is your power. It's your power. To say that I am fearful is powerful, so powerful. And we are going to feel into that power and recognize, oh, this is my conditioning. Oh, this is the game that I'm meant to succeed in. This is the game that I'm meant to optimize in. This is the game I'm meant to win in being conditioned to fear, not feeling capable, and not being happy, and growing into my personal power. How amazing is that? And the feeling of that is incredible. My life journey has been one similar, I don't think the flavors are exactly similar, but of one of being empowered. The one of being in my control, the one not feeling that I have to satisfy others and do as others, the one that's conditioned to be a certain way. That's my life story too. And I'm breaking out of it. And it's really interesting watching my children picking up some of my conditioning and recognizing and having to recognize, no, I'm not bad and I did not do bad. They're on their life journey too. And how do I expect them not to pick up conditioning and be on their life journey? This is resonating with the heart, so it's fantastic. And Valerie talking about her fear makes us all resonate that I have fear too. We all have fear. And the power is recognizing it and calibrating it and muscling it with an awareness that fear means, oh, I need to learn trust. Oh, acceptance. Oh, I am capable. Oh, I am worthy. I am worthy. And this is all the game that we're playing. Valerie, good? Valerie, is that good? Sporty Jen, lots of dreaming, Manal. Fantastic. Found New Year's Eve really, I have fear too, and I can get through this. Peace, beautiful. Okay, Sporty Jen, lots of dreaming, Manal. Found New Year's Eve really difficult, but as I've taken down the decorations and cleared space again, you know, Sporty Jen, I really love how you bring the physical into your emotional, that there is such a wonderful strength in what you're living physically. And I don't know which came first, the apple, what is it called? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? I hate that sometimes I pause when I try to say some of the really easiest sayings. But anyway, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Do you take down the extra decorations, which make you clear your space? Or is your cleared space make you take down the decorations? It doesn't matter which is the chicken and the egg, that your clarity actually had your cleaning, or if it was in tandem. But cleaning out your space and taking things down, cleared the space, and you feel great again and renewed, like a fresh start. Beautiful. Now just have to work on the inner cleaning. Wonderful. And just on the strengthening and the growing and the expansion, the self-love, the compassion, the acceptance, the self-acceptance. It really is when we recognize that we're exactly where we're meant to be. I have so many ambitions, guys. I have ambitions that I can fill pages and pages and pages. And the work that I am doing on myself, and I say work because I usually like to call it play, but the work is what comes out, but work for me is play, is for me to accept where I am and to have fun and to realize that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, and to recognize that I'm capable, and where I am is not a reflection of capability, but a reflection of where I am in life, and that everything is beautiful. Marvelous, marvelous. So I have the self-doubts, I have the expectations, I have a lot of things. And I keep saying the word expectations, and my intention for us today is to decipher that word expectations, because I actually realize it's really, 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 really loaded. And it's so interesting because we had a conversation over the holidays with my family over the kitchen table, and we were talking about entitlement. And then entitlement was coupled with the word expectations. And we had the very same conversation that I intend for us to speak about today with expectations. It's fascinating. It's fascinating how everything comes full circle. Lori Ann, I have mixed feelings about the new year. I was excited. I'm glad that the word excited is coming. I was excited. I'm going to rephrase that to I am excited, but I was excited. I'll keep reading. Sometimes I have to stop myself from until I get to the end. And sometimes I made big bleepers. Okay. I was excited about expanding my self-care focus for 2023 and was abruptly hit with reality as my mother's caregiver over 3 years now when she had a fall the day before the new year began and also dealing with her cognitive decline. Okay. Lorianne. So right now you are focused on your mom, you're focused on yourself, and then all of a sudden, boom, you have to focus on your mom because you're the caregiver. As my mom's caregiver of over 3, okay, I read it wrong. I got it now. You're your mom's caregiver and she's on a decline right now, cognitively and physically with a fall. So then there's a yin yang. Do I take care of my mom and do I fill myself? And I'm going to say to you, Lorianne, recognizing that there's more physical, and you tell me, orient me to make sure that this lands well, Lorianne, okay? That right now there's more work than you expected with your mom, and your mom declined more that you know, so there's more effort on your mom now, which takes from you. There's an or. Can we find a way for it to still be an and? And I'm going to tell you that we can fill our cups with very little time, but it requires strong focus and more than in focus, intention. So Lorianne, will you be willing to join me with an and? That you're your mom's caregiver and you're your own caregiver. And that there might be more time and effort that your mom might need more than she did before the new year, but you can still continue to fill you and your mom. Can you get there? Can you do there, Lorianne? I'm going to see whether you respond to that and if you get that. Peace, always free to show me the way that word it. That's what I was saying. Rita, hello, beautiful friend. Going to rock 2023. Fantastic. And I am waiting for you, beautiful Lori Ann. And everybody, can things be an and? Can we make things and? Even when our expectations, and I'm going to say this. Yes, I love and. Fantastic, Lori Ann. So that one is for all of us. Our realities might change. Expectations are about realities changing. Expectations, okay, I'm going to go into this now. Lorianne, thank you for leading me to where I wanted to go. Expectations are, I wrote the definition in my handy dandy notebook. My Blues Clues comes out. A strong belief that something, my writing is so bad, I hesitate. A strong belief that something will happen in the future. A strong belief that something will happen in the future. A belief that someone will or should achieve something. So both of those are the future and its expectations. Now what I realize, expectations, we can have positive expectations or negative expectations. So first thing I want to talk about expectations aren't necessarily bad. They're beliefs. Expectations are beliefs. Expectations. So Ray, I'm going to read yours right now. I have no expectations for the new year. I think I'll just take it as it comes, which is fantastic. You could say your expectation is flow then. Your expectation is to trust and to allow and to flow, which is beautiful. So instead of having, so let me rephrase, Ray and everybody. What are your beliefs? And what are your beliefs for your future? And what are your desires for the future? I realize that this New Year alignment, talking about expectations, has a lot to do with manifestation and your desires and what your desires are. Because expectations are just beliefs for the future, which is desires and manifestations. But since they're beliefs, which we call them on the egoic layer, it might even be stronger because it's just your belief. And if you have negative beliefs and that comes and unfolds, then you end up unfolding or manifesting negative things. Are you guys with me about that? Valerie, I was just thinking about how it sounds like manifestation. Beautiful. And what I realized that expectations can have positive or negative connotation. I would love and create the intention and join me, tell me how this aligns. I would love for us to collectively decide that expectations are positive, because we are going to be focused to create positive expectations and to be aware of our beliefs for the future. Our beliefs of our future. And beliefs, I see the hearts going. And beliefs, I'm going to remind you all that beliefs is a sloppy word. And when I say sloppy, we might be talking about beliefs on the egoic level. So our spiritual beliefs, our beliefs about life, our beliefs about ourselves, that's strong from our egoic level. But we also talk about beliefs as I do believe or don't on the mental level. So what we want to do is purposely recognize when we say expectations, and we're talking about our expectations, are we talking on our egoic level? Or are we talking about on our mental level, our mind level? How is this landing? How is this landing? And do we want to collectively recognize, hey, let us be purposeful and focused about our expectations and recognize that expectations are positive when we're positively expecting the unfolding of the future. And they're negative when we have negative expectations. But we can collectively decide that we want to create the intention to be focused, to have positive expectations. How does that feel? Valerie, what is the difference about mental and egoic beliefs? Okay, the way that I define our four bodies so we can really understand how we're thinking and where our resistance is coming from is the egoic belief. The egoic is where these are my spiritual beliefs. These are my life beliefs. These are my connection to purpose. This is purpose. This is I am purpose. My connection to, I'm going to use the word divinity because it's coming to me. This is connection to God, to inner being, to a higher power. This is that I have a purpose here as a human being and that there's meaning to my life. This is where I talk about being worthy and being free and being loved. It all comes from these egoic beliefs. What are my beliefs about life? Life is easy. Life is struggle. Life is suffering. What are my egoic? What are my purest, deepest desires, beliefs? I might believe I'm worthy, but then I think I'm not. So ultimately, now this is where the mental body is. The mental body is the processing. It's the brain. It's the thinking. So I might know as a human, because I'm religious or spiritual, that I'm worthy as a human being. But when I think about it, my processing, I don't think I am. But I believe I am. But I don't think I am. And it's the difference between knowing, the believing in Santa Claus and the knowing that God exists. And someone might say, well, no, God is on the knowing level, or it could be inner being, it could be higher power, or it's I am purpose, or I'm alive, believing I'm alive, believing I'm a human, and believing in Santa Claus. So this is the believing in Santa Claus is the mental, where the ego, is this clear, guys? Am I clear, or did I go around in too many circles? But the egoic beliefs are the connection to bigger, the spiritual. Why, the bigger why, and the mental is your brain processing. And what we want to do when we're in alignment is to have alignment between all four bodies. If there's contradiction between your belief, I am worthy, but I talk about not being worthy, oh my God, I did awful and I'm terrible, but I believe I'm worthy, boom, that's where resistance happens. And we know when resistance happens because of our emotional body, how we physically feel. I feel sad, I feel judgmental, I feel not good enough, whatever those feelings are, and then our physical body is how it physically feels. My chest hurts, my body hurts. Valerie, does that answer? Gary, a lot of instructors in InsightTimer link expectations to clinging. And that's why, Gary, I think a lot of the things with what we do today together and creating the community is redefining and becoming really clear. When I was, again, I think it was Rachel that said, let's talk about New Year expectations because expectations of the New Year feel bad. I was like, yeah, expectations aren't good. And then when I started to, like I said, we had this conversation about entitlement and is entitlement good or is entitlement bad? And then we were like, oh, it's not about entitlement, it's about expectations. And it's when the expectations feel bad or when you expect something and you get nasty when what you don't want doesn't happen, as opposed to being understanding, compassion, and and allowing, like Ray said, I'm just going to take everything as it comes. I'm just going to allow. I'm just going to allow. So let's define. So everything I want to do is let's define together what these words are. Valerie, egoic feels more like manifestation. Valerie, yes, because on a spiritual level, if you believe in manifestation, boom, you're manifesting. What is your, it's more on the vibrational sense. But it's all vibration. Everything is vibration, but it's more on the spiritual level, on the mystery level, on the soul level. But the soul, we're all the soul, so it's not good. I like the word spiritual more. So where do expectations come in? Mental or not egoic? I think, Valerie, that expectations are like beliefs, that we use the word and it comes on the different levels. So it really depends on context. And we can decide as a community when we say the word expectations, what body do we mean it from? Or we need to say, just like beliefs, what body are we talking about? It's interesting because gaslighting was the first live stream where I really realized that when we were talking about it, because gaslighting it's a new word to me and not really clear. And then everybody's like, no, that's not what it is. No, not what it is. And I kept asking questions. I'm like, oh, I get it. It's where you don't believe anything on all four levels. Somebody is breaking down your belief in reality and like who you are and how you think and how you feel and how you act. It's like somebody has taken your four bodies. And so I think expectations is one of those similar words where we need to really be clear when we're talking about expectations. Are we talking about on the egoic level or are we talking on the mental level? When we're talking about believe, I don't believe. Sometimes I sloppily use believe between the two bodies. And then I say, and I explain what the egoic level is and I use the word believe. And then I go to mental level, I use believe. And then I'm like, at first I was like, slippery with myself even, and I realized, oh, believe has two different meanings, and it comes up and it shows up on the egoic level, because I say the egoic level is what your beliefs are, your core beliefs. What do you believe? And all of you, write your beliefs. What are your core beliefs about the human journey? What are your core beliefs about yourself? I believe that we are living our purpose. I believe the human journey is meant to be enjoyed. I believe that we are all worthy. I believe we are meant to learn how to be free, and we are free, but we are conditioned not to be. I believe we're all love, but we're conditioned not to be, and that's part of the human journey, the human unfolding. These are all the things that I teach and believe, but then sometimes I don't believe I'm worthy, and sometimes I feel like I'm controlled, and sometimes I believe. So I just used believes in two different contexts. And I think expectations is the same thing. It's got the two different contents. So how does that feel? And Gary, does that answer your questions about expectations to clinging? I think sometimes people are teaching things textbook. And what I try to do is come down to what is the meaning. What is the fundamental meaning? What is the feeling? How does this all come and orient into us, into the human experience, and try to take out the definition of things and the context things, and then come to what it means on a organic, internal sense to ourselves and our human journey, and so we can decipher it and recognize where we're breaking down from the beliefs that we're worthy, we're free, and we're love. Is that good? Is that clear? Are we all together? Talk to me, and tell me how that feels. Tell me if you're all resonating with it. And are we willing to say that that expectations come in all four bodies? I think expectations, I'm going to read it again. A strong belief, and we just talked about how belief can be in here, that something will happen in the future. So right now, manifestation is a desire. Manifestation might be more than a desire, a creation or an intention to create for the future. And my expectation is that it will or will not happen. My expectation is my belief in it occurring, perhaps. But then what's most important is, one, what are your expectations? Everybody, write down, what are your expectations in life? What are your expectations for yourself? Let's talk about your expectations. When I say expectations, when I say what are your expectations for yourself in life, what do those taste like and feel like? Let's do this. Let's do this exercise. And then what I want to ultimately go to, if you're ready for it, is how do they feel? Because nothing really matters but our feelings. Because our feelings are ultimately what orients ourselves. So Rita, your expectation is to feel secure in a relationship. So I'm going to ask you something, Rita. Do you expect that and have it? Or do you expect it because you don't have it? Do you expect it and have it? Gary, depends on my mood. Interesting and fascinating. Rita, because I don't have it. Fascinating. So Gary depends on my mood. So I'm going to have great expectations when I feel good. And I'm going to have bad expectations when I don't feel good. And then this is what focus. So InsightTimer. So Gary talked about what other instructors talk about. Focus is one of the key words for InsightTimer. And a lot of what we're doing is developing the muscle for us to focus. To focus. So rather than it depending on your mood, I'm going to use my expectations and move. I talk about moving out of your four bodies. Okay, so interesting. I didn't know we were going to talk a lot about the four bodies. Okay, so we got the four bodies. Valerie says the chat's not working for her, but she's listening, which is fantastic. But we just got your chat, so now probably it is working. Hopefully it just was a glitch. But I didn't know we were going to talk so much about the four bodies. But okay, so the four bodies. What I always say is we need to be aware of the four bodies because I believe that our beliefs are really paramount into our thoughts. Everything is fully connected, okay? So our four bodies are connected because we are one body. We're one body. Monica, I'm so sick of that chat not working these past few weeks. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'll put something into InsightTimer after I finish this. But we're so connected as one body. So sometimes we blur the lines between our four bodies. But the word focus is our ability to shift between our bodies to see which body serves us most for the moment. So Gary depends on my mood. That means that his emotional body is the body that is strongest, or Gary, don't beat me up, weakest, because that body is determining how these bodies are working. What we, and Gary keeps talking about this, so I hope I'm not overstepping, that what we want to build together is that Gary develops the strength and the muscle, not just Gary, all of us. This is what I'm doing too, that we count on the emotional body, but when this body isn't feeling well, then we do what Peace asked about. Maybe we eat different. We become aware of what we ate. What did we eat? Maybe tomatoes aren't good for me either. Oh, but now funny that you said that because I realize it makes me grouchy. Maybe not tomatoes, but dairy too. Everybody's talking about the texting. Val, my app is not right either. Smarty me too. Guess it's having an expectation on InsightTimer working properly. Oh my God, you guys are cracking me up. Oh my goodness, I'm going to keep talking, but I love that you're all, I don't know how it's glitching. Can you guys not read what everybody's saying? I guess that's what it depends. But okay, Gary says all good, so I can keep going. So what we want to do is focus on the body that feels good. And sometimes my body, my emotional body, and my mental body feels so not at their best. I need to go for a walk and try to, maybe I nap, maybe, Ren, this is for you. Maybe I eat chocolate, but I'm aware of it, that I'm saying I'm doing. Maybe I get to give myself a cup of coffee. Maybe I have my tea. I'm going to take my tea and enjoy the warmth of it. And maybe I meditate and and meditation takes us into this focus to unfocus. I wrote a meditation over the holidays about meditation and the gift of focus using your five senses. And we just basically use our ability to focus on our different bodies to ultimately get us where we want to do, which is feeling good. Gary, good idea, Ren. Chocolate. Chocolate. We'll have fondue when we're in person together. Okay, guys, so how does that feel? How does it feel? Angela, it's been off for a while. I got message into InsightTimer. They told me to uninstall, but it didn't work. Okay, I will message as well. Ren, oh, I need to give up chocolate. I managed to quit smoking and drinking, but sugar is so hard. Yes, yes, yes. But again, let's calibrate to feeling good. And Ren, I imagine you gave up smoking and drinking because it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. And so get sugar to a point that it does feel good. And we're worthy to feel good. That we're worthy. We're worthy to feel good. We're worthy. So ultimately, oh my God, I love what I'm going to say. And I hope you all love it too. If we feel worthy enough to feel good, worthy enough to be free, worthy enough, we are our purpose. We easily make decisions that feel good. When we get in alignment on this level, it's not difficult to not eat chocolate except when I want to. We talked about it's when we feel bad that we reach for things to try to make us feel good. But if we come from this level and recognize, hey, I am worthy. And I'm building that worthy muscle. And I'm going to hang around with people that remind me every day, I am worthy. You are worthy. I am looking you in the eye. You are worthy. By virtue of you being here on this land, on this earth, on this human journey, you are living your purpose. You are purpose. You do not need to doubt anything about your journey. Your journey is as it's meant to be. You signed up for this. Let's master it together. How do we know we're mastering it? We feel good. What if we don't feel good? Remind ourselves we're our purpose. Go for a walk. Look at nature. Eat some chocolate from a place of purpose and worthiness and pleasure. And maybe I shouldn't be saying eat some chocolate, but eat some chocolate. Don't have guilt about it. If you're going to have guilt about it, then don't do it. Go do the walk. Because I also said walk. I also said take a nap. I also said have some tea. But sometimes actually I eat my chocolate when I feel good because I want a piece of chocolate. Or eat an egg. I ran. Stab me in my heart. I love egg yolks. Exactly, Ray. Experience the chocolate. Experience the chocolate. I don't even need more than a little square. Sometimes I have a few more. I just enjoy that sensation. And then with a cup of coffee or with tea, oh my God, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Ren, yes, it's a trap. I feel great for a few seconds, eating chocolate, only a few seconds, fantastic. And then Ren, what's it that takes you when you want to have that smoke or that drink or whatever? What's that belief? I'm not worthy. I'm not free. What is that belief, Ren? I don't know if we've ever gotten with you. What is your core belief that makes you feel bad? Do you know, Ren? Do you know? Tell me. Gary, I would walk off my emotions, but then the app would fail and I wouldn't be able to pick on all of you guys. X. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, Lorianne, a little bit of something can be a medicine as too much of a thing can be toxic. Exactly, Lorianne. I love it. The balance. Let's get the balance. Let's find the balance. Alignment. Alignment. We talked so much today about the 4 bodies. Alignment. Alignment. I'm not talking on purpose because all of a sudden I feel like a moment that we should all just feel the truth and beauty of who we are. Ren, yes, but then I'm thinking it's harmful. Ren, what's another thought? And everybody jump in as well. What's another thought you could think? What's another thought you could think? What's another thought you can think? Just a little bit. Our bodies are powerful. Our bodies are power machines. I am going to choose to live a life of balance. I am going to leverage the strength of my body, my emotions, my mind, and my beliefs, my spiritual beliefs to get into alignment. I am going to enjoy. Oh, Ray, am I thinking about smoking and drinking? No, I'm just thinking about everything, about life. I'm just thinking about everything. And when you have the right beliefs, you don't smoke because you don't want to, because you want to be in alignment and use the strength of your body and optimize feeling good. And it's sort of like backwards, sort of like it's all cyclical. It's all, I've talked about that little game before, and I talk about it so much, I should know what it means, but I should know what it's called. That thing that you put your 2 fingers in, and the way that you get out is by releasing, accepting, not putting pressure on it. You know what I'm talking about, that little thing. It's all like twirly little thing. You put your fingers in, and your fingers become stuck until you let go of all resistance and you can pull it out. That's the same thing about life and about your relationship. Finger trap maybe, Ray, I don't know. But that's the whole thing. So ultimately, when you believe in your worthiness and your strength and your beauty, you might not be choosing to smoke and drink, but then when you might say, oh, it doesn't make me feel good, or you might say, drink or two is harmless, or maybe not. I don't know. I know people that are in total alignment and drink every now and then. Don't know a lot of smokers that are in alignment, because I think it's been very clear that long-term smoking isn't good for you. So, but I do know some people that made it big, and are in really, really alignment, that smoke every now and then and say, this is one of my, Henry, I see you, you're no longer invisible, I see you, that do not like that they're smoking and that smoke, but so I'm not going to say something's good or bad. Only you know why you don't want to do something, and only you know your truth. And I know people that do everything that we're listing personally. I'm not going to pass judgment on it, but what I want to do is help us to get our own alignment of our beliefs, so our bodies and minds and everything naturally does what's good for us. And yes, we can go into health, and it says, I talked about not eating eggs. I'm not eating eggs, which I love, because I just realized it's an inflammatory. I'll give it 6 weeks, let my gut do what it needs to do, and then go back to it. So that's my choice about egg, which is a very nutritious food that I really feel good here. Gary, that's a really good answer. Andrea, you're never invisible. I love it. So my whole point is, yes, you're going to go and look up on your phone about smoking and drinking, and there's going to be a lot of negative aspects about it. And to be in peak performance health-wise, if you're going to the Olympics, you likely are not smoking and drinking, because you are going to be doing the peakest of activities to ensure that you are going to be able to perform at your strongest level. So where are you with your body and your balance and your desires and your feeling good? So Red, my whole family has diabetes. So what does that mean to you? That means that sugar is probably best in the lowest of doses for you. Maybe you're not going to eat it. I really don't eat sugar. I talk about eating chocolate, but I have a sugar-free chocolate that I eat and that I really enjoy. Lily's, I mentioned it before. Lily's is the chocolate I go for. It's a sugar-free. But there's an unnatural sugar that I don't remember what they use, so I eat very little of it because I don't even like having unnatural food. So what is the choices that you make? What are the choices that you make? Ren, good, good. So I'm going to ask you again, Ren, what is it that you, and all of you tell me right now, what is your journey for 2023? Is it the muscle of worthiness? Is it freedom? Is it that you deserve? I write that in quotes. I write it in quotes. Your happiness, bliss, and love. Is it all three? What is the one that you recognize? Oh, this is part of my life journey, and this year I'm gonna really create the deliberate intention to build my muscle of worthiness. which will allow me to make the strongest decisions towards what's good for me to eat, how to cleanse my body, how to feel clean and stay clean, how to let go of self-judgment. What ran as bad maybe isn't the eating, but the judgment that you're holding that you're doing something that's bad. Angela, acceptance, beautiful self-acceptance. Just accepting yourself feels so incredible. And you know how you accept yourself and accept others. Jennifer, I'd like to have more self-confidence, worthiness, self-confidence. Ray as well, acceptance. And tell me, what are you not accepting of yourselves? Let's go. Ren, freedom, definitely. Self-belief, working on myself, that I'm good as I am, getting rid of all that perfectionism. Ren, beautiful. You're beautiful. You are beautiful. You're beautiful. There's a lot of self-sabotage and putting yourself down, but you are a powerhouse. You are a powerhouse, and you come in making yourself less strong than the strength that I see in you. You're a powerhouse. And you have focus and you have deliberate intention and you're aware. So how about the expectation or the desire, the intention? I like intention because it gives, it's a strong word, I feel, that word of intention. How about the intention for the self-love, the freedom, that I'm free. Angela, body image, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That I'm not as far in my journey as I think I should be. Okay, beautiful, body image. Body image is so physical. It's so physical. It's one of those physical desire, like it's with you physically. Can't go anywhere without your body. Can't go without your body. So you're well aware of how you judge and hold your judgment towards your body. So how do you want to hold your body? Everybody, let's do this one. Let's do this one. This is a new year alignment. How do we want to hold our bodies and the bodies of others? We are given images of how bodies should look. We're given images of how beauty should be. We're given images all the time. How do we want to hold our bodies? Let's talk about it. Sporty Jen, happiness. Oh, happiness. Health. 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 Which many of us take for granted. Health. 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 We talk about our bodies and we talk about what we shouldn't eat and what we should eat and whatever, and we forget that we are healthy. We're fearful of not being, but we're healthy. And Sporty Jen, I know that you have health things that you're balancing with, but there's a lot of you that is healthy. Healthy, healthy, healthy. Health. And peace. Oh, peace. Okay, everybody do it with me right now, okay? See if you can feel acceptance. Let's start with acceptance, because that was the first one that was written. Let's see if you can, let's just get a moment of feeling acceptance. Find anything that you accept. Don't try to force you to accept your body if you don't accept your body, but find something you accept in your life. Perhaps a pet. Perhaps something outside of your life. But see if you can find the vibration of acceptance. And when we do it collectively, we can help shift it for others that might not find that vibration easily. And it's a great way to use other things to focus on than what you want to focus on to build the muscle of acceptance. So we don't need to focus on our body and our body image if we're trying to calibrate to acceptance, but we can focus on other things. And then once you get that strong feeling of acceptance, you move it towards your body and see if you can keep it there. And if you can't, you go back to the other thing. Okay, so now let's go to happiness and see if everybody can calibrate to happiness. And then try peace. And if you become aware of any resistance, just note it and either let it go if you can, or note the resistance and say, let's figure it out together. Just note any resistance. Health. If you go to resistance, let's note it. Beautiful. Trust. Let's go to trust. Beautiful. Beautiful. So going back to Sporty Jen, happiness, health, and peace. That's what I write in Christmas cards for the new year. Even one of those would be a catalyst for growth. So I do have positive expectations. Positive expectations. I hope today we took that expectations. Positive expectations are wonderful. I just have to believe. Just have to believe and plan to start. Well, expectations are believing. So you actually do believe, but do you believe? We'll go back to that in a second. And plan to start. Fantastic, fantastic. Valerie said acceptance, no judgment, with love and trust. That's where I got the trust and the love from. Love and trust. Acceptance with no judgment. Acceptance. Unconditional acceptance. Unconditional. That's what I realized with expectations. Expectations are conditional. If I get it, I'm happy. If I don't, I'm not. That's what we talk about in our desire and manifestation. Sometimes I find that I go into like these little circles that are like endless loops. I'm like, create your desires. You will achieve them, but don't wait to achieve them to be happy, because you'll never achieve them then. Every desire, expectation, manifestation needs to be unconditional. Like Sporty Jen said, now I have to believe them and plan a start. No, now you actually have to let them go. Now you have to recognize that they're unconditional. That I'm going to focus to be happy regardless of outcome. That everything is unconditional, because my belief is I'm living my purpose, I'm worthy, I'm free, I'm happy, I'm loved. And I'm going to create my desires, my expectations, my manifestations, my desires. I will, but it will be unconditional. I'm not going to judge myself, because I'm judging myself on expectations, and that's not unconditional. So the point is that we want to dream, desire, set expectations, align, but let go of the conditions and find the acceptance and the peace with the now. Expectations are for the future. That's why it's manifestation and desires. But the now is where we feed the infinite love, the trust, the happiness, the health, the peace. It's all existing now. Now. Good, guys? Good. Angela, acknowledge that my body is allowing me to be active. I've healed from knee surgery and my body is working fine. Fantastic. You are fine. There's a judgment that it's not, but it is. There's a judgment on it, but it is. Good, guys. Good. I feel like I went off for a bit. Gary, 5 minutes ago. Manal, I told my doctor that I don't smoke, I don't drink, and I don't go out with wild women, and asked if I thought I would live till I'm 100. He said, I don't know, but it's sure as hell going to seem like it. Yes. And that was the point that I was trying to make about the smoking. I'm not telling you to smoke and drink. I'm not telling you to go out with wild women. I'm not telling you to live irresponsibly. But I am saying what he's telling you indirectly in a wonderful way. I think it's a joke anyway, Gary, and I love it. Is that we are here to live life from a place of happiness. We're here to be happy. We're here to be happy. We're here to be happy, to find pleasures in life. And when we recognize that we're here for pleasure, we make choices. I don't eat the sugar that Ren's talking about. I eat food that feel good because I want to feel good, but it's not torture for me. Sometimes other people judge it as torture for me. Oh, just have a bit of this. Oh, what about this? I'm like, I don't want it. I know what feels good in the future. And now. And so I'm going to pick foods that will feel good now and in the future. I will make choices that feel good now and in the future. I'll make choices that are aligned with my beliefs, even if they're misbeliefs, but they're beliefs that feel pretty okay. And then I try to change my beliefs sometimes to say, oh, if I eat this, I won't feel bad. But if I don't believe that I won't eat it, not feel bad, I won't eat it because I don't want to push against beliefs. Does that make sense? Ren, how's that? Ren, true, giving up all of that made me miserable. Beautiful, beautiful. But if eating it makes you miserable, you're double wham miserable. So the point isn't to give it all up or not to give it all up, is to recognize that your miserable is conditional. You feel miserable either way because there's beliefs in there about feeling miserable. It's not about eating it or drinking it or smoking it that's making you feel miserable, because even when you do, you feel miserable. And you gave it up and you feel miserable. So there's a judgment that you're holding on yourself and not of alignment that regardless of the decision you make, you're going to feel miserable. What we want to do is hold the beliefs and the letting go of, it's the acceptance. We kept saying acceptance, no judgment, acceptance, self-acceptance, self-love, self-compassion, belief in my worthiness, belief in my strength, belief, like Angela said, that my body is allowing me to be active, belief in my mind, belief in my power, belief in my purpose. And then the decisions all come from alignment. Does that feel good? Is that good? Are we connecting? Are we aligned? So Ren, what it is that there's a lack of belief in your worthiness to be free to make the decisions. And all decisions lead to miserable. How can all decisions lead to happy? What is the shift that you need? Everybody. What is the shift that you need to make that any decision leads to happiness? What decision will lead to happiness? And I like Peace asked me, well, what do you recommend? I can't script it for you. Some religions say don't drink. So no matter how much you drink, you're going to feel terrible drinking because you have a belief, a religious belief that says don't drink. So regardless of the physical manifestation of alcohol, because I know some people that drink alcohol and feel great, and some people that only drink X, Y, or Z because A, B, and C don't make them feel good. Regardless of that, if you believe you shouldn't be drinking, you're not going to feel good even if your body doesn't feel bad, because there's a judgment that you have. So what is it that you need to do to feel good? What are the shifts that you need? Angela, one that I accept. Tell me more. One that I accept. Tell me more. Sporty Jen. So have goals, dreams, expectations for the future. However, know that they are unconditional and may not happen. And don't get hung up on them. Thinking of your sign in the kitchen. Keep trying. The possibility of success is there. Stay present. Exactly, Sporty Jen. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Dream big. Don't stop dreaming big. Dream as big as you can. Have the greatest desires. Don't be limited in your self-belief and your desires. But don't wait for them to unfold to be happy, because you will never be happy and you will never achieve them. You will achieve every single one of them when you find that unconditional satisfaction in life. Life is unconditional. Dream big. I wrote this once, but I don't like it because we used expectations in a different way today, but I'm going to say it anyway, and then we'll shift it to the context. Dream big, expect nothing. But I don't like that because we made expectation a belief today. So let's find another word. Dream big, unconditionally. How's that? How's that? Tell me, guys, how that feels. Red makes a lot of sense. Angela, one that I accept. Tracy, laughter and connection. Laughter and connection. Laughter and connection. We're going to do another one at the end of this month. I released the laughter is healing. It was so much fun. We haven't laughed enough today. I haven't laughed enough today. Have we laughed? I haven't even sang enough today. But I feel like I'm on. Am I on? I'm on with delay, with lag, with chat lag. Tracy, I'm alone a lot with work from home. And so you want more laughter and connection. Fantastic. And where are you going to get that from, Tracy? Where's the laughter and connection going to come from? Angela, don't judge as good or bad. Yes, Angela. Angela. Don't judge your good as bad. It's unconditional. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. How many inspirations do we get to that we say the same thing? It just is. It is. It is. It's not bad. It's not good. It is. Tracy, dream big and stay open. Yes. Open. Alignment. Accepting. Trusting. Dream big. Dream big. And sometimes I feel so contradictory because I'm like, dream big. Don't have limitations. Anything can happen. But don't wait for them. Live life happily now. So it's actually about time. It's time. Now is everything. Now is where you're going to feel the infinite of everything. But your desires and your dreams and your expectations for tomorrow, make them large. But don't wait to live for tomorrow to unfold. One of my deepest friends that has so many amazing dreams and desires, but keeps waiting for them. Like, they're never going to come. I believe in you. I believe in you so much. And I believe that everything that you will manifest, but they are not going to come when you keep saying tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. You need to see it today. There's the contradiction. Dream for tomorrow, but you need to see it today. You need to feel it today. You need to feel it today. How does that feel? How does that feel? Sporty Jen, wow, I love how you express it. It makes sense. Is that on the egoic level? Sporty Jen, I think I talked about all of the things because the problem with, I just said problem. Angela, dream big and live it. Exactly. The expectations, the dreaming is on the spiritual level, but the happiness, and it's in the future level, but the happiness, and it requires the mind, and the happiness and the living is on the now, is in the emotional and physical body. So we're actually talking about different time dimensions. So these are allowed to look at the future. But if these bodies, and when I say these, I'm pointing at the mental egoic body. So the mental and egoic body, they can look for the future. But we can't let our emotional and physical body be contingent on the future. It needs to be contingent on now. So manifestation has different time zones going on. Time zones. Different time manifestations. And now and a later. And now and a future. And that's the thing about the manifestation. Can you project, dream, expect, manifest into the future while staying beautifully connected. There's your word, Tracy, connection to the now. So I asked you, Tracy, and I don't know if you answered it whether what your connection, Tracy, she did answer. Not sure, making coffee plans, enjoying the rowing club. Fantastic, Tracy. But then I'm going to challenge you that the connection is to the now. The connection is to yourself. The connection is to spiritual, to bigger, to purpose of life, to your purpose. And once you make those connections, those relationships and those coffee plans and those rowing clubs will happen. So there's a sort of a trick with connection, because I can be in a room full of people and be unconnected. I can be living with a partner, living with children, living with a family, and feel unconnected if I'm not connected to myself. And I've had moments of living with my family and feeling deeply disconnected. Deeply disconnected. And I've had moments being alone and feeling fully connected. Connection is not contingent on the number of people you are with. You could be in an airport with hundreds of people and feel absolutely disconnected. And you could feel in the airport with hundreds of people feeling absolutely connected. So what is the connection to? Tracy, what is the connection? And everybody. I love this, everybody. Valerie, the egg thing made you laugh. Yes, the egg thing, and you just made me laugh again with my egg thing. Okay, Tracy, I'm trying to make you laugh. Just wait till Manal, oh God, just wait till Manal sings. I haven't sung yet. I'm a bit congested, so the singing can happen today. Valerie, egg instead of chocolate. Oh my God, no. The egg will not replace chocolate. The egg cannot replace. But I just really enjoy egg for breakfast. I ate it over December, so I can't even complain. I ate my eggs after I found out. Tracy, I read that. I want everybody to talk about connection. What do we want to feel connected to? Andrea, dream big and feel it in your heart. Yes. And I'm going to come back to that word. Okay. I'm going to come back to that dirty word. I'm calling it dirty word. Belief. Do you believe? Sporty Jen said, I said happiness, health, and peace, and now it's time for me to believe it. And I didn't really contradict her because it was true, but I wanted to contradict you, Sporty Jen, because I wanted to say align. You believe, but the believe is sort of a dirty word because what came first, the chicken and the egg, and the belief sort of means that it needs to happen for me to believe it. So that's where the contradiction is of expectations, that I need to see it physically and feel it emotionally before I can believe it mentally and egoically. Cynthia, what is the egg thing? Just got on, so I missed it. Oh my God, this egg thing is today's theme. That is, Cynthia, that I did a food inflammatory test, and my egg came out #1 as like highly inflammatory, and I eat them all the time. So we were talking about what's good for us and what's not good for us to eat, and I can't eat egg for a while. So that's the joke. And so then we were talking about, anyway, did you get the context of the joke? Anybody else type it? Got it. Okay, so fantastic. So do you all see how believing can be a bad word now? How expectations can be a bad word now? How anything that contradicts feeling good, Sporty Jen, you're right, I see that. Fantastic. So it's all about semantics, and it's all about alignment. And it's all about the recognition that the physical and the emotional are always in the now. The physical and emotional are in the now. The mental and the egoic can go between the now and the future. The physical and the past. These bodies can go into the past and the future. The physical and the emotional are always in the now. Let's pretend that's true right now. I'm going to have to look later on about whether the emotional can go into the past. I think the physical and the emotional are always in the now. Okay? Let's go with that. Our physical body is always in the now. It's always here, now. Our physical situation, whether we're alone, we're at coffee, we're rowing, we're with people, we're not with people, we're whatever's going on, we're always in the now. And the conditions that we have are always going to be now. The chocolate, the drinking, the smoking, whatever it might be, it's always in the now. The emotional body is in the now. We might feel about something that we felt years ago, but still it's the now. So these bodies are in the now. Our mental and egoic, they can go between the past, the future, and the past, future, and the now. At any time. Oh, I remember this from this. Ooh, I'm scared about this. Ooh, these are the ones that can go wild. When they're dreaming and creating intention, they are focused and beautiful, powerful for you. Powerful. There's nothing more powerful than a intention-focused mind and egoic body creating your dreams and your desires for the future. But then, what is the consequence in the physical and the emotional body? Emotional and physical would be now, right? Gary, yes, the emotional and physical would be now, right? Okay, perfect, right. I'm just seeing whether the emotional could ever be in the future or the past. I think we could project how we would feel about something, but our emotional, I think, is only in the now. So when we're dreaming and manifesting, when we're dreaming and creating expectations, how are we feeling, and does it contradict how we're living? That's where that dichotomy comes in. Angela, would emotional flashbacks be the emotion being in the past? Angela, that's why I was sort of hesitating about whether or not I want to say the emotional body is in the now. I think those are flashbacks, which are mental, which then create that reaction emotionally in your body. I think it's your mind is shifting, and then your body is bringing up a vibration for now, and then you're physically feeling it now. We can parse that a bit, but I think emotional maybe could relate to past. Yes, but I think it's the mind that brings it, and then your emotion that is still feeling it now. We can parse this together. I And I think I've tried to think about it in the past. And so now I'm going at live now. I think every time we're still feeling it now. And that those flashbacks are mind generated. And emotional maybe could relate to past, but that's still a memory of the past that's feeling now. Because, and you can bring back a feeling that you felt in the past to now, but I still think you are only feeling it now. Gary sounds right. Me too. I think the difference is that I'm saying feeling, which is that the physical emotions are in the moment. They're reactive. They're reactive. Beautiful. So Ray's agreeing too. So let's pretend, and we can parse it later on, and I'll think about it really strongly later on off camera. But our physical and emotionals are now. They're now. And that's why mindfulness, okay, they call it mindfulness. I use the word awareness. When we're trying to do is become aware of how you're feeling. And feeling is a word like expectation. Feeling is physical, and feeling is also the emotional body. So let's do that right now. How are you all physically feeling? Are you aware of your emotions? So how is everybody feeling right now? Physically. What's your physical body feeling, and how's your emotional body feeling? Everybody tell me how you're feeling right now. I have a lot of clarity. Today I'm very, very deliberate. Ray feels calm. Yeah, there's a really even calm. Like sometimes we're giddy. Andrea's tired. Ren, anxious. Okay, Andrea and Ren, why are you tired and anxious about? Tracy, good, just stiff. Okay, physically, Tracy, it's physically stiff. Where's your physical stiffness? Erica, relaxed, good. Gary, I'm teetering. Good, Gary, teetering where? Where are you teetering? Okay, this is good, guys. This is fantastic. This is so fantastic. Gary, where you're teetering. Ren, where are you feeling anxious? Anxiety is a fear that you can't define sometimes. So let's go deeper and see what you're feeling. Andrea woke up at 4. Andrea, we are going to do something about sleep for you, okay? We're going to talk about, I'm writing this down, and I'm going to schedule for, I think I'm on the 3rd week. I did a few, yesterday I did a bunch of inspirations for the next few weeks. So I think I have three scheduled. We're going to do something about sleep. How would you like that, Andrea? Andrea, sleep. Cynthia needs sleep too. What should we call it? Positive sleep habits? No. The importance of sleep? That sounds too, what should we call it? Does anybody have any idea? Positive sleep? No. I need good sleep too. Yeah, you know what? I have a group of little boys that I worked with sometimes. Andrea, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, sleep and healing. I like that, Valerie. The healing power of sleep. The power of sleep. I think I like the power of sleep. Do you guys like the power of sleep? Sleep tips or techniques? Beautiful. Okay, sleep. The power of sleep. I like that. I like that. Tools for good sleep. I need help with sleep too. Okay. The power of good sleep. Okay, that's what we're going to do. The power of good sleep, okay? And then I'm going to write in there that we're going to talk about sleep tips and such. Okay, got that. And Andrea, after 1 p.m. is good, my time? Suggestions go back to sleep, sleeping in the now. Sleeping in the now. Long, slow exhales and really think about them. Oh my goodness. Smarty Jen, I'm giggling about the sleeping in the now. Oh, Smarty Jen, you took me down with that one. I don't know why I think that's really funny, but that's really making me laugh. Okay, so we're doing sleep. Okay, this is good. Made me giggle too. Couldn't resist. Sleeping now. Oh my God, she kills me. You guys kill me. Oh, okay. Andrea, did you tell me is after 1 o'clock good for you or 2 o'clock? Do your math for me about what time that is for you. I'll make sure it's an afternoon one for you. Okay, so Where was I before sleep? Who knows where we were before sleep? Oh, we were talking about how everybody's feeling. Okay, just talking about sleep because anxiety in me. Okay, like I'm not doing it right and there'll be condemnation about that. Okay, no, Cynthia, any of our conversations, even about food, did you hear us talk about food earlier? It's all about getting in alignment with your truth. Healing power of sleep. I like that too. Okay, I'll write that down. I don't know about time conversion. Okay, I'll look it up. Healing power of sleep. Healing, that's great, actually. Healing power of sleep. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Heidi. That is great. Okay, we'll talk about sleep in a few weeks, and I think it will be a great, I'll figure out, Andrea, I think I'll do it 2 o'clock, okay? I'm going to do 2 p.m. on a day, and that will be good for you, because I know that the afternoon is always better for you. Okay, so let's come back to our feelings of our body. Did everybody tell me why they were feeling? I asked a bunch of questions. Tools for good sleep. Okay, sleep techniques. Then we have a lot of sleep stuff going on. Sleeping in the now. Okay, Cynthia, physically headache, emotionally unsettled. Okay, we need to do a meditation and we're going to look into our bodies. Ren, do you know why you're feeling anxious is what I said. Gary, I asked you what you're teetering, which I'm glad. Is it your emotional? Is it your emotional body, Gary? And I'm going to ask, what are everybody's. We're going to go through, I just asked about how you're feeling. What do we use sleep and laughter, Andrea? You guys are killing me. What are the beliefs that you move to help you reground? So right now, Gary, you're teetering. And Ren, you're feeling anxious. And you're listening to me, obviously. And we're going all over the world. And then we talk about sleep. And then we write down that down. But what are the tools? What do we go to? What does everybody go to? Your beliefs. Let's talk about the beliefs. What is it that we shift to? So right now, Gary, you're teetering, and Ren, you're feeling anxious, and we have the physical. Tracy, you're stiff, and Cynthia, physically headache, emotionally unsettled. What is your grounding statements on your egoic level? Okay, I'm gonna walk us through it, and I think we need to do a. Gary, I'm not bad. No, concentrate on Cynthia. I'm going to concentrate on everybody. I want everybody. But Gary, when you say you're teetering, what does that mean? You're emotional. I still want to know, and I still want us to develop the tools for all of us. So play my game with me. Play with me. So right now I'm closing my eyes, and I'm going to become aware of my body too. And I want everybody to do it. Cynthia, I'm literally walking while listening to this, breathing and hopeful. Okay, beautiful. And then what is your hope? What is your resistance from the hope? So when you talk about hopeful, and we're sort of going into our bodies, but I want everybody to still engage. So close your eyes, but still text and stuff as if the chat's working. Oh, Ren did say why she's anxious, said Christine. So I didn't see that. It must have been during our, is it because of the sleep? Oh, I'm anxious as I get this weird pains and I'm worried. Also my daughter not well, so that adds up. Okay, so it's physical. There's a physical. It's physical and concern. Is that Ren fair? That's fair. It's physical and concern. So it's the flavor of physical and concern. So Ren, talk to me more about anxious. What does anxious mean? I want you use that word a lot. And this is for all of us, okay? So I'm playing the game of getting to know our bodies. I'm playing the game of getting to know vibration. I'm playing the game. So right now, we talked a lot about manifestation and we talked about expectations, and that's in the future. And the importance of our physical body and our emotional body. So right now, if we spend all our time manifesting in the future, but our physical and emotional bodies do not feel good, we are not going to go anywhere. So now we're going to play the game of becoming aware, loving and accepting our bodies and our emotions to give us the space, because the manifestation, the expectations can only arrive when we're feeling good. Okay? So let's go. Cynthia, there is a calm wisdom arising. Beautiful. So you're opening yourself up for receiving. Beautiful. And Gary, emotion swaying back and forth. I don't know if I read that. Christine guided me to Ren's statement. Gary will be better if Sporty Jen tells more jokes. So what I want us to do is just get into our bodies. So I want everybody to become aware. So let's start with the physical. Become aware of your physical body. The physical sensations. Tightness. Stiffness. And what I want you to be aware when you become aware of your physical, become aware of resistance and judgment that you might have on it. That's an immediate boom. You could let go of the resistance of resisting how you feel physically immediately. Sometimes it's harder to let go of the actual physical resistance, but the resistance to the resistance is an immediate shift. And that's sort of what yoga nidra is, and like all of these things that just let you become aware of your body and then just let it. I want us to move to accepting the resistance. So let me know if you can all just let go of the resistance of the resistance. And sometimes we call it resistance of the resistance of the resistance of the resistance. But let me know if you could let go of the resistance of the resistance. Tell me if you're aware of it and if you could let go of it. And that's the journey of acceptance, is that the resistance isn't bad. It just is. And it's our body's way and our emotions' way of guiding us towards what we greatly desire, which is our worthiness, our freedom, and our happiness, our love, all of those things we talked about. So now we started off New Year alignment, so fascinating, with really talking about expectations and intentions on the spiritual and physical. But then we came into our, spiritual and egoic, but then we came into our physical emotion body and we realized, hey, if we have resistance, none of this matters. So now we're looking at the tools to get us grounded physically and emotionally. So everybody tell me how you're becoming aware of your physical, okay? Cynthia, letting go of the resistance. Headache subsiding now. Interesting, fantastic. Yes, there's power. We're resisting how we physically feel because it's labeled as bad. Anxiety, Ren said she's feeling anxious and it's bad. But if your daughter's sick and you have that, that concern, that's natural. So I would have preferred Ren saying, I'm concerned because my baby's sick. And that concern is less resistant than the anxiety, which is a higher level of resistance because there's resistance to the concern. And then now when we're dealing with concern, we actually can move to trust easier. But when we go to anxiety, if we don't know what's in between there, we can't move to trust. Okay, how does that feel? Okay, I like this. Okay, Sporty Jen, I think the slight knot in my tummy, I love that Sporty Jen, you always have it in your tummy, is a feeling of nervous excitement. It doesn't feel like resistance. Sporty Jen, fantastic. So look at that. You may have labeled that bad and put resistance on the resistance, but there's an excitement because you know that you are starting to align with your capacity to create the desire, the life that you desire, that you're aligning in a better way. It's amazing. Fantastic. So Sporty Jen, that may have in the past been judged as negative, but now you realize, oh my God, it's a nervous excitement. I'm excited. There's something happening. And so you can let go of the resistance on the resistance and allow that excitement, that bubble to come up and come to the surface. Lorianne, along those same lines, I'd like to release my tension about my tension. Beautiful, Lorianne. Release your tension about your tension. So where do you carry your tension? Where are you carrying it? Gary, is it true that you conquer resistance, you'll automatically let go? Gary, you know that there really is no way of really truly letting go in this life. It's a journey of continuing. We talked about this in the past. I think you sent me a few meditations or talks to sort of look at, but you keep calibrating to more relax, peace, alignment, like the trust that everything will go, and you keep calibrating, and then life will teach you so you can feel and desire, manifest more, and dream bigger. So yes, if you conquer your resistance, you'll automatically let go, but you'll never really conquer because life is here to teach us. So even if we know that life is constantly here for us to grow and expand, then we won't have judgment of life's unfolding. Go to the airport and your flight delayed, oh, it's okay. Flight canceled, oh, it's okay. There's a storm, oh, it's okay. Everything's going to just work out. So you let go of all the resistance that makes things bad and you start to learn and calibrate. So Gary, I don't know if I answered that question. The answer is yes and no. What a teacher. Yes and no. Did you get the yes and did you get the no? Sleep in the now. Sleep in the now. Wisdom in the now. In the now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, just sing. Okay, Andrea, just a wish, but any others, your sessions after 5 a.m. would be a dream. Okay, Andrea, you're in Australia, right? Andrea, is 6 even better. I think you're Australia. Samuel, I'm feeling unbalanced. Okay, Samuel, what are you feeling unbalanced about? What is the unbalance? And is that a physical or emotional, or is it mental? What body is feeling unbalanced? Because I know, are you sitting or standing? So physically you are. So is it a feeling? New Zealand, okay. I knew it was Australia, New Zealand. Andrea, New Zealand. Okay. But don't forget, they're always all recorded too. Now I'm just laughing. You guys got me. You guys, look how I blame you all. You all got me, and now I'm just laughing. Samuel, you're feeling unbalanced. I want to feel that unbalance. So first of all, we got into our physical. Physical and emotional. Okay, beautiful. And Samuel, do you know what the source of that imbalance is? Do you know what that source is? And what does unbalanced mean? Does unbalanced mean you're not aligned? Does unbalanced mean that there's concern, but you're trying to fight it? Can you define the unbalance with me? And everybody that feels that too, or have ever had that feeling and related, let's define it together. What does unbalanced mean? Unbalanced for me means that who will be the first to cry? Maybe I've already cried, Gary. Maybe we've already had tears. I've had tears of joy. Smarty Jen pushed me over the edge with that sleep in the now. Unbalance to me feels like fight, feels like resistance, feels like there's part of me that is allowing, accepting, at peace even, and then there's a part of me that wants to contradict it. So it feels like contradiction. Samuel, is that good? And then do you know where that is coming from? Do you know what that fight? It feels like fight. There's a fight or flight. There's a push and pull. There's a yin and a yang, a yes and a no. There's two things and I just don't know which one to go to. Samuel, is that all be feeling resonating? And what's keeping you from feeling unbalanced? Because I did want to go from our physical to becoming aware of our emotional body. And so Samuel took us to our emotional body. And I want us to label our emotions, first of all, not make them bad. So how can we let go again of that resistance? So we talked about letting go of the resistance through resistance. Lorianne said, how about the tension to the tension? And even for the emotions, I want everything to be accepted. So when you look at the fact that you might feel anxious, that you realize that you're looking at it from curiosity, as an explorer. You're looking at it as somebody, as a third person looking at your body. Not as you in your body feeling it in an intense way, but as an observer seeing you feel it that way. Samuel, it's not aligned, strong emotions, trying to sit tall. Fantastic. It's almost like you're trying to effort feeling good and not acknowledge your feelings. Samuel, can you acknowledge what you're not willing to acknowledge? Can you acknowledge your feelings? Is there sadness? Is it anger? Is it fear? Can you just acknowledge? Let's feel. And don't get overindulged in the feeling. There, sadness. I can feel the sadness. So let's feel that sadness. So the first thing I want you to do to get balanced is feel and honor the sadness. And everybody, whatever you're feeling, So earlier on, I tried to get us to feel acceptance, feel everything, but now we're going to go into these emotions. And I want us all not to overindulge, and we're going to come in from honoring the emotion and recognizing the resistance that we have, because we're not acknowledging the emotion. And the emotion is going to keep pounding at us until we honor it, okay? So Samuel, I want you to honor that sadness. And Gary, when you said teetering, it's the same thing. There's something in there that you're not honoring. So let's play this game. Everybody, let's play it, okay? Ren, I keep forgetting to look at myself as an observer. There's something for New Year tool to practice. Yes. So I want everybody to look at their emotions as an observer. Don't indulge in the sadness. I'm not asking you to feel sad. I'm asking you to feel the sadness. Okay, I'm going to say that again. I want everybody to feel and hear the distinction. Do not feel sad. Feel the sadness. Do not feel anxious. Feel the anxiety. It's like the difference between eating it and tasting it or smelling it. The difference between sort of observing it. The difference between if a doctor was looking at you and said, how do you feel? You would articulate it to him, but he might empathize with it, which is not what he'd want to do. Gary, I understand, but that's hard. Great. It's hard until it's not hard. Okay? That's my favorite. That's going to be my thing of 2023. It's not hard. What? Sorry, I said it wrong. It's hard until it's not. That's what I meant. And that's what I want us all to grow into, is that when we go into, because if I go into our inspirations and I tell you guys to feel your sadness, you're not going to want to feel it. But when you're feeling the sadness, we are getting rid of layers of resistance, because the reason Samuel is unbalanced is because he's not willing to look at his sadness. And that sadness will keep taking until it overtakes, and it might come out in anger, might come out in frustration, might come out, I was upset with my daughter yesterday for something, and I didn't say, hey, can you help? I waited, and then I went to her with more energy, and she said to me, she gave me the hand. I was actually sort of proud of her. Except I was also mad because it wasn't respectful. She's like, don't put your energy on me. Don't. And she was right. I should have said in the beginning, hey, can you help me? This isn't kind. But I waited until it escalated, and I was unaligned, and so it bursted out. Where if I was in alignment, I would have said, hey, can you come help? And it wouldn't have been with anger and energy that I would have been my energy on her. You guys talk about, you know how I talk about bawling energy. I bawled energy on her, and she called me out on it. It made me madder. And she said, Mom, you can go to your room. You can go to your room. Oh my God, you can go to your room and I'll do it. And she was right. And I was still mad, but she was right. But the way she did it, the way she did it wasn't nice. Neil is coming out and laughing at me too. It wasn't nice, the whole interaction. Yes, Manal is humaning, and my daughter was humaning because she wasn't nice, because she didn't come out and help, and she would have helped, but she didn't. It wasn't kind, and I wasn't. And then instead of calling the boundary right away, I allowed it to build, and then I exploded, and I was probably so tired, and whatever, and I had said I was tired. But anyway, the whole point is, if we're not going to feel the sadness, Andrea, wow, that's a smart girl. My girls have a lot of personal power. There's a lot of learning for all of us, but they have a lot of personal power. Lorianne, I love the distinction between not feeling sad, to feel the sadness, a sensation in my body, or as a thought. Exactly, Lorianne. Thank you. And the difference allows us to become aware of it and not to resist it. And this is the essence of my teachings. This is the essence of it. And it's funny because on my meditations and talks, I really like getting 5s, but sometimes I get low numbers. It really upsets me. So if you don't like something, tell me. Just give me 5. But the point is, I think it's that lack of comfort with going into the body. And so I understand. And the more you understand what the play is and going into it, the more it's like, wow, that shifted me. Wow, I understand it. Wow, that was powerful. Wow, that was great. Because you need to be willing to look at your feeling as a sensation, as a vibration without judgment. That sadness is not bad. It's a conditioning. It's a vibration. It is something that's guiding you to let you understand. Ren, your concern about your daughter being sick is marvelous. It keeps you as mother bear self-aware to say, when do I take her to the doctor and when is she okay? It's a powerful energy because at one point you're like, I need to take her. It is a strong feedback system, but when we ignore it because we define it as bad, we turn away the power of our feedback system. Okay, are you all with me with this? Are we all with me with this? Christine, like I'm experiencing anxiety. Yes, yes, yes. I recognize the sensations, the physical vibration. I call it vibration rather than emotion because it depersonalizes it for me. The essence is the more that we can take it away from it being a bad emotion and being a vibrational experience, the more we can start to recognize the conditioning and break away from it. Guys, got that? Got that? Got that. Gary, as long as I don't fear that the sadness will stay, it will not stay, Gary. When you become aware of it in the present moment, you give it the power that it wants. It becomes powerful when you connect with your feeling. So I went to my bedroom after my daughter sent me to my room. I went and I said, oh, I'm really tired. My body is really tired. And I realized that I plowed through my tired and I had some expectations and I was going to meditate or to nap. I had to pick up my son in 20 minutes. And then I said, I remembered something I had to do and I did it. So I didn't get to nap, but I became aware of my tired and that I was cranky and I owned it all. I owned it all. I owned it all. And then I was allowed, and I said, I'm not going to judge it and I'm not going to be bad and I'm not going to allow myself to judge it as bad. And then I wanted to continue being mad. And I said, no, Manal, you teach that once you put in your boundary and that happens, then you act as if nothing happened. Not act as if nothing happened, but you let it go. Maybe I was right and that she didn't do something. Pretend I was right, but my reaction wasn't right. And waiting till my reaction was energetically on her is not right. And her boundary was right. And my reaction to her boundary was right. It was all right and wrong and all right and wrong. But at the end of the day, let's honor the exchange happen for whatever it needed to happen for, and then find the way to calibrate back to it. Is that good, guys? Are you with me? Are you with me? Ren, emotions come and go. Yes, but what we want them to do is understand why they're coming. What are they telling you? How are they teaching me to calibrate to my worthiness, to my freedom, to my whatever it needed to tell me? What is it teaching me? What is it telling me? I know yesterday what I learned from it and what I'm looking for it. And what we want to do is let them, I like this, what you're saying, Gary. Your emotions are fleeting as long as I don't create stories to hold them in place. Exactly. Exactly. And we do that by acknowledging them, by feeling them, by recognizing them, by understanding them, by saying, what is it that you want to tell me? So Samuel, I'm going to come back to you. What is your sadness trying to tell you? Did it pass now? Did it pass? By seeing it, did it pass? Did you acknowledge it and you're like, oh, I'm still sad about X and I'm going to honor that and ground. Angela, emotions only last 90 seconds. Angela, yes, but if you don't acknowledge them, they keep repressed in your body. Physical illnesses, ailments, autoimmunes are all about repressed emotional pain. Anxiety, stress, diabetes, everything. It's all about repressed physical, emotional in our physical body. And so yes, the intensity might only last, but if I don't acknowledge, it's going to keep building and building and building and building and building. And so the journey is to become aware. That's what mindfulness is. That's what all the teachings is on InsightTimer, about becoming aware of it, acknowledging it, loving it, finding love and compassion for it, and just aligning with it. And then allows us to let go, release, which is Gary, which was your question. And then just really get to the peace, the utopia, the love that we're all coming to. Yes, guys, yes, yes. Sporty Jen, yes, I find the more I see it and feel it and not resist it, the less power I give it. That's exactly it. And Sporty Jen speaks from someone that came in here a lot with a lot of resistance physically and emotionally. Right, Sporty Jen? 6 months ago? 6 months ago? How long have you been coming to these? With a lot. That's what I did on New Year's Eve. I felt into the moment, the nostalgia, the loneliness of not having my sister. I felt connected to that, and then I let it ease into the new year. Fantastic. And we have to allow that. We have to allow. Yes, you miss your sister. You will have that physical loss. 4 months, Sporty Jen says. And do you feel a difference between how you feel then versus now, and how you honor your feeling and yourself then versus now? That's what I ask you, Sporty Jen. Gary, let's have another live about releasing emotions. Gary, I would love that. I'm going to write that down beside the sleep in the now. I might just call it sleep in the now. Releasing emotions. Okay, I'll do that. Great idea, Gary. Sporty Jen, definite, more aware. Samuel, it's related to my schizophrenia. I think it's reminding that I am not well. Okay, beautiful, Samuel. So Samuel, are you willing to honor yourself? Andrea, crying in the now. There's something that I'm keeping back from telling you guys because I don't want this to... One of my girlfriends, her brother, whenever she calls me Manal, he calls me Manal. He hears now. And so she has jokes about Manal, calling me Manal or Manal. Like, anyway, so it keeps funny that you guys keep saying the now because that's the joke. That's it. That's all that's coming. That's it. Okay, Samuel, I'm going to come to you. And I'm going to I'm talking to everybody that talked today. Everybody that talked today about I have this or I don't have this or I don't have any of this, okay? Samuel, can you and everybody accept your now? Can you let go of the resistance and accept your now? Can you accept that whatever somebody has diagnosed you with, and this is to all of you, this is to Sporty Jen, this is to Gary, this is to everybody. Ren, I can't. Okay, perfect. Ren, I'm going to come back. Can you accept your now? Ren, why can't you accept your now? I came back right away. Why can't you? Because I want you all to see. Okay, that's the question then. Thank you, Ren. How can you accept your now? What is in your way of accepting your now? How can you shift to see you from a place of strength and power? How? Gary, yes, today I think so. Tomorrow, fantastic. Gary, I just want you to do it now. Because if you can do it now, you can do it tomorrow. If you can do it now, you can do it in 5 minutes, in 10. And it doesn't mean your muscle, we talk about the muscles all the time. It doesn't mean you might have a moment that you don't. But what we want to do is calibrate together to more and more and more and more of yes. Gary in the now. Okay, so Samuel, I have a question for you. I want to see your answer too, Ren, because I can't look like that. It's suffering most of the time. I'm going to read that again. I don't know if it was me or you, Ren, because I can't look like it's suffering most of the time. Okay, I just released a meditation talk about life, suffering and struggling versus growth and expansion. And live, not look. Because I can't live like it's not suffering most of the time. Okay, Ren, I wrote a most recent one, and I think I put it on, I think I posted it on Attaining Your Authentic Life group. I think I posted it. Gary Manal, speak to the hand. He says to me, oh my goodness. I gave you guys too much ammunition today. Too much. Ren, I can't accept the now because it's suffering. Ren, how can you shift from it being suffering to something else? Can it be growth and expansion? That mini meditation and inspiration is all looking from the lens of, can life be seen as growth and expansion? And that there is a lot of labels that give it to struggle and suffer. And I know when we resist the feelings, when we resist the sadness, when we resist the fear, when we resist the concern, when we resist our body's calibration system, it is suffering and struggle. It is. I see the hearts resonating. It is. When I resist that I'm tired and I snap at my daughter and she says, don't talk to me, and I get upset and she gets upset, that's suffering and struggle because I resisted how I felt. I needed to just go straight in, not unload the groceries, not unload everything, go straight inside and give myself 5 minutes or ask for help. There's many things I could have done. One, I could have asked for help nicely. 2, I could have just not done it yet. May have been too warm outside that I really needed to bring in the groceries because there's some things that need to be put in the fridge. So maybe I only had one choice: ask for help nicely or do it and get into a zen. But because she was there, there was resistance because I could have had help that didn't help me on her own. But if I asked for that help from a place of not ego, because I was like, she should. There's a judgment and expectation that I had that was not met. That's where judgments and expectations are bad. Bad. So where am I going off on diverting all of this? So Ren, and everybody, when we resist how we feel, life feels like suffer and struggle. Do we want life to feel like suffer and struggle, or are we willing to shift the lens? Who wants to shift the lens? Okay, I'm going to ask the question. How does everybody want life to feel? How does everybody want life to feel? How do you want to feel? I'm going to pause because this is the big one. I'm going to start listing it. I'm not going to pause. I want life to feel aligned. Andrea, clear lens, clarity. Ren, capable. Gary, peaceful. Beautiful. Fun. Ray, like I lived it well. Great. And can I put that in present tense? That I'm living it well. That I'm living it well. That I am giving it my most. Oh, Jenny, full of love. And Jenny, full of acceptance. Andrea, letting all emotions be acknowledged. Andrea starting to give us the tools for it. Letting all emotions be acknowledged. Valerie, aligned, yes. Flowing, happy, peaceful. Accepting, I'm writing in accepting. Maria, creative and loved. And Maria, I'm going to put another tense in there too. And love. Creative and loved and love. I'm going to put in connection. Was it Tracy that said earlier, connected? Okay, so to feel, Kathy, hopeful, beauty, knowing, Kathy, knowing, Sporty Jen, free and breezy, honoring myself and everyone. I love that one. I love that word, honoring. Honoring myself and everyone. Beautiful. So, in order to feel this way, what is the most powerful lens on life? Hint, spoiler alert, looking at life as suffering and struggle does not lead and allow that feeling. Correct or incorrect? looking at life from growth and expansion and opportunity to guide me to all those things is a lens. And Gary, yes, we will go into meditation. I think it will be powerful. It will be a short one. We're almost at 150, but yes, yes, yes. So let me ask you all, are you willing to adopt the lens of growth and expansion? Ren, I love this, and I'm going to reshift it. This is powerful. This is really, really powerful. This is really powerful, Ren. This is so powerful. I need to let go of victim mode. I just don't know how. So Ren, I so honor and admire every word you wrote. Every word you wrote. So I'm going to reshift it. I'm going to rescribe it. I am aware that I sometimes play in victim mode. I do too. Yesterday I was in victim mode. That little with my daughter, my ego got involved. I was in victim mode. I was in victim mode. She should be. Anytime somebody should be, that would affect me is victim mode. Okay? I play victim mode. I play it well sometimes. Trying to stop playing it. So I'm aware of when I play victim mode. And the thing is, I say it to you always, all of you. I am human and I human. The difference is I can quickly calibrate back to alignment because of my willingness to take responsibility and my self-alignment. So I'm aware that I'm human. And sometimes in the human experience, we play victim. It's conditioning. So I'm not even going to beat myself up for it. And I am going to continue to use the tools that I am developing to allow myself to be empowered. And one of the biggest shifts is moving from suffer and struggle to growth and expansion. Everybody, how does that feel? How does that feel? So when we look at life from suffering and struggling, it looks at every emotion as negative. When we look at it from growth and expansion, it looks at everything and becoming aware of it's here to calibrate me to more. It's here to calibrate me to my worthiness, my freedom, to my self-love, to my peace, to my creativity, to my love, to my hope, to my knowing, to my free and breezy, to my honor. How does that feel? And who is willing to play? Who wants to play from that lens? Ren? And so then I'm going to ask the question again. Are you willing to then accept where you are? Who's willing to accept where you are? Who's willing to at least create the intention to accept where you are? The intention. The intention. Andrea, yes, looking at endless possibilities. Beautiful, beautiful. So, okay, I'm going to ask it. And this is a great time. If everybody's willing for the intention, it's a great time for us to go into meditation. Who is willing to create the intention to accept life as is? So blows me away that we started with New Year alignment and talking about expectations and talking about desires, and then we align back to the now. Do you all see the power of today's almost 2 hours? That we start talking about the future, expectations and desires, manifestations in the future, and now we're back into the now and honoring our emotions. Powerful, powerful. Everything we're looking for is in the now and is an acceptance of who we are. It's powerful. Gary, you're unflappable and I admire you and I thank you and you make me blush, and I think we are all powerful. We would not be here if we are not powerhouses. We're not. So who wants to create the intention? I didn't see hearts and I didn't see words. Who wants to create the intention? Who wants to? I'm starting to see the hearts. Jenny, I do. Fantastic. 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 Who wants to create the intention to unconditionally accept life as it is? So Gary, me too. Samuel, I'm calling you too. Samuel, I want you to play. Andrea, Sporty Jen, yes, I feel that connection to now more than ever. Hence nervous excitement. Fantastic. Cynthia, I do. Cynthia, yes, also aware of the addictive nature of being addicted to victimhood. Fantastic. So some of my earliest meditations, inspirations were all about victim because that's what I would play a lot. Less so now. It's more subtle. But in the earlier stage, when I was starting to get my voice on this platform, it's when I started to really become aware of that victimhood. And so it was a lot of the words and play that I had in there about a year ago. And now it's less so, and the voice is coming out differently, but that victimhood is a big one for the society collectively. It's a societal conditioning, and it's something that we can all play. Fantastic. Ren, yes, need to pay more attention as often is unconsciously. Yes, it's often unconsciously, and that's why it's all about step one is awareness. Step one is awareness. Step one is awareness. Cynthia, I didn't finish. Yes, also aware of the addictive nature of being addicted to victimhood, as I know how to function in the mode. It seems easier, which is a lie from the pit of hell. Beautiful. A lie from the pit of hell. She got me to say a lie from the pit of hell. Oh my God. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Fabulously blow me away. Blow me away with today's full circle. Okay, you guys ready for a really quick meditation? We're at 1:55. Is everybody feeling? How is everybody feeling? How is everybody feeling? And are you ready? And is there anything to say before we go into a quick meditation? Ren says, ready. Fantastic, Ren. Fantastic. Ren, I feel big shifts. I feel big shifts. Feeling open, good. I feel big shifts. 40 Jen says good, fantastic. Andrea's ready, fantastic. Ren, I think I feel the openness and I feel the shift and I feel the desire and the knowing that life can be and is more. That's the expectation, okay? That's the expectation. That's the expectation. Wow, I'm fascinated with today. Jenny, me, my dog, and my cat are ready. Oh, fantastic, Jenny. Okay, excellent. Gary says, hell no, I'm joking. Okay, fantastic. Gary! Okay. Okay, I feel really, really good. So this girl has got to ground a bit. Let's start with 3 amazing grounding breaths. Take a deep breath in. And just enjoy the gap. And release. Take a second deep breath in. Release. Take a 3rd and final deep breath in. And release. Today, we had an amazing New Year alignment. And collectively, we have created the intention to live in the now and to find amazing acceptance, alignment, power, strength, happiness, creativity, love, hope, and knowing. Which can only be found in the now. We started today's journey with recognition, with the new year, we can dream big, create our desires for the future. And the future can be as big and as unlimited as we desire. But to get there, it's by acceptance and love in the now. And using our physical body and our emotional body as the tool to get to the acceptance. And our mental body and our egoic body as the tool to get us wherever we want to go. And we'll use all four bodies in alignment through self-acceptance, through self-love, through worthiness, through freedom. At this point, I want everybody to just start to become aware of your body. Become aware of any physical sensations, tension, stiffness, pain. Can even enter through any physical ailments. You can also enter your body through your emotional body. If you're feeling any resistance, any emotion, explore your emotional body. Recognize that the power to live life unconditionally, aligned, accepting, from strength and power and empowerment is through full acceptance and love and honor of your physical and emotional body. And together we'll start to tool ourselves to use our physical and emotional body as calibrators to our desires. They're so powerful. Our emotions are here to guide us towards everything we desire. And everything we desire is in the now. So when we connect with our body and accept the physical sensations, the emotional sensations, we can connect with the clarity, the creativity, the capability, the love, the bliss, the abundance, everything we desire. So powerful and so exciting, the journey we're on together. Enjoy your exploration of the physical and emotional sensations. And see if you can recognize the flavor of the physical sensation, the flavor of the emotion, the flavor of the thoughts, that might be associated with the physical sensations and the emotions. And let's choose to call that conditioning, vibration, expressions of life that lead us to our truth. Just by virtue of shifting the lens, allows us to see the power of our physical sensations, the power of our emotions on our journey to achieving all of our dreams and desires. Watch as your resistance has started to change shape. As I talk about looking at it from a lens of power and empowerment. See if you can let go of the resistance now. See if you're ready, because once you start to recognize, hey, this isn't suffering, this isn't struggle, this isn't bad. This is just my body teaching me that I need to accept myself, that I am worthy, that I am powerful, that I am capable, that I am beautiful, that I am healthy, that I am powerful, that I am capable of anything that I put my mind, my focus, and believe in, that I am belief, that I am purpose, that this human experience is an opportunity to grow and expand. Take a deep breath in and release any and all resistance. Take another deep breath in and release. And take a third and final deep breath in. And release. If you're aware of any other resistance, ask it. What are you here for? What would you like me to learn? What would you like me to see? How would you like me to grow? Look at your resistance as a friend. And you might have a loving name for that friend. Maybe that loving name is inner freak. And just look at your friend and acknowledge that you have resisted all of the teachings till now. Because you're unaware. Because you're just living life and taking things personally. And conditioned to be a victim. And even that's not bad, because that was conditioned. That was taught. That was mirrored to me. It was mirrored to me. And my inner freak is my inner friend to guide me. To guide me to living life unconditionally. To guide me to loving myself from a place of unconditional worthiness, freedom, and love, bliss, peace, happiness. So see that resistance again and see if we can let it go. Take a deep breath in. And release. Take another deep breath in. And release. Take a third and final deep breath in. And release. You are all powerhouses. We are all connected to infinite power. We are infinite power. And this human experience is our joyride. This is our human roller coaster. Those ups and downs are our choice to get onto the human roller coaster so we can build the biggest and best roller coaster. This is what we've defined. We chose this human roller coaster to help us to grow and expand. The human experience is amazing. And together we just make it just even sweeter, funner, if that's a word. Amazing, amazing, amazing. My word of 2023 is amazing. And together we can move it from a roller coaster to a choo-choo train, to a car, to a rocket, to a beach, to a lake, to the ocean, to whatever you want. Let's start to redefine the life we want from awareness. We can together. And we are together. Just imagine the light of the universal divine just coming in and just embracing you. And that you are light and we are light, and whatever that means to you, just love and happiness, bliss, clarity, power, knowing, capability, indulgence, abundance, biggest expectations of the best life ever. Together, through connection, fun, love, adventure. And just pause for 2 minutes and just feel into your body and create any expectations, any desires, any intentions for today, for now, for the rest of the day, for tomorrow, for your week, for your year, for your lifetime. I'll just pause for 2 minutes. If I could mute, I would, so I could laugh out loud, but I'll just hold it in. Wonderful. And at this point, everybody, I'm going to count to 5. Come back into the virtual room. Gary and Andrea have been having a lot of fun on the chat, which has been keeping me from laughing out loud. I think I did laugh out loud. 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes and join. 4 and 5. Oh my God, I'm being sent to my room. Gary, now go to your room. You can go to your room if you want to. You can go. And I wanted to call my mom and complain, Mom. Okay, everybody, how are you feeling? I know that Gary is feeling good. His inner freak is now his inner friend. Gary's inner freak is in his inner friend. And all of our inner freaks, our inner friends, our inner voices are here, and let's empower them to be our best friends. Let's see them and ask them, what do you want? Oh, you're teaching me. You're teaching me to be worthy. Love you, my inner freak. I love you, my inner friend, my inner friend, my inner friend. Ren, I need to accept my inner freak. Fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. So Ren, yes, 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 yes. All of us. We can't love our children till we love ourselves. We can't. We will not love our children till we love ourselves. We can't. We can't love others till we love ourselves. So let's have fun. Coming back into alignment and seeing how amazing we are. We are amazing. Every single one of you, your sense of power and humor and love and desire to live just radiates off you. By virtue of you being on this platform, you are entitled. You are entitled. It means a lot of different things. For you to be here now and on this platform, it means a lot of different things. I don't need to list them. It means that you are entitled. And that's not bad. Entitled isn't bad. Entitled is bad when you have expectations and bad attitude with it. But when we come from a place of acceptance and love and appreciation for the entitlement that we have of being human and being self-aware humans, boom, 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 boom. So, okay, Sporty Jen, I was going to ask how everybody's feeling. Christine said feeling peaceful and happy. Andrea had a good laugh. I love my inner clown. Yeah, you guys were having a good laugh on my expense. Sporty Jen, really loved today. Great to be back. We are so amazing. Plenty of laughter. Thank you, Manal, and everyone. Gary, Red, Peekaboo. Andrea, yes, best group ever. I got that heart. Best group ever. But that's not bad. This heart isn't too bad. Best group ever. You guys are amazing. You are absolutely incredible. This was absolutely incredible. I feel absolutely incredible. And I don't know if you guys hear my congestion. I've been sort of fighting something that's just been boom. And I don't know why I went. Anyway, it's so I'm not physically strongest, but I'm emotionally and mentally and physically still the strongest, despite strongest. Jenny, love that spirit. Thanks for making my morning so playful. Fantastic. Sage tea now. Okay, Andrea, I don't have any sage. I'm drinking green tea right now, but I'll get sage. Ren, I'm cooking here. Meanwhile, I came to the kitchen and I took a pomegranate instead of a Kit Kat. There we go. And Ren, tell me it was done easily. It was done from love. It was done from peace. It was done from ease. It was done from worthiness. It was done from comfort. The point is not eating stuff. It's not drinking. It's not smoking. It's eating the pomegranate. It's enjoying the sage tea. It's steal from the neighbors, says Andrea. It's feeling good. It's making the choices that consistently feel good. It's being inspired to do what tastes good and what feels good. It's truth. It's alignment. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, good. Okay. So we have coming up moving past perfection. Moving past perfection is next week, 1:10 at 1:30 p.m. And right, you'll like that. We have session 2, fear of failure, overcoming fear of failure on 1:17. I went out of order, even though I wish you guys could see how I wrote these notes. Clearly it wasn't clear enough for me to read it this way because I already went out of order. On 1:17, so a week after at 10 a.m., overcoming your fear of failure, okay? And then on 1:12, I think it's next week, Thursday at 10:30 a.m., 2 a.m.s for you, Andrea, I'm sorry, is emotions as coping mechanisms. And that was because you asked Valerie about anger and sadness, but I called it emotions because I felt like, wow, this is true for a lot of things. Like even being a victim is a coping mechanism from us really. And what's a coping mechanism? Anything that's from keeping from truth is what a coping mechanism is, or avoiding what truth is. Even our ailments could be coping mechanisms, but we're going to define what coping mechanisms, and we're looking at emotions as a coping mechanism. And Valerie, this one's for you on your desire to really look at your avoidance of anger. It's even avoidance of something or overindulgence in another. It's going to be interesting. I'm really interested in what we come up with that. I've got 2 that I'll be scheduling. The healing, the sleeping and the sleep in the now. So the healing power of sleep, we called it. We're going to do one just on releasing emotions. And also we're going to end the month with laughter as healing as well. But those aren't scheduled yet. So that's what we have coming up. If there's any topic that anybody would like that I didn't speak of, I know I have overwhelmed by life on my little sheet too that we're going to be doing. And I wrote death. I think somebody wanted another one on death. Surprise, surprise. Death. Surprise, surprise. Let's talk about death. Well, okay. It's going to happen. Accept it. Done. Okay. Anything else? Are you guys ready for goodbye? See the hearts going. I think I feel that everybody's in alignment. New Year alignment. Is this do it? Did it do it? Is this a New Year alignment? Did we achieve our intentions? Did we achieve the intention of New Year alignment? Thank you all, and Manal. Thank you, Andrea. Yes, I think we did, since 40 Jen. Yeah, we did. I think so too. We talked about the future. We talked about now. Gary, I feel better. Fantastic, Gary. That's what we're here for. The intention is to feel better from when we started. And not just feel better in the now, but create those grounding elements that allow you to shift perpetually. I don't want you to just feel good now. I could do like, oh, let's just come in and meditate and not talk for all this long. We could do things that help us. But what I want is a perpetual alignment, a big movements towards our unconditional aspects of life. Ran, you definitely lift my mood now. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, everybody. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I will hopefully see you next week on January 10th. Can't believe it's 5 days out. You are all amazing. Today, you were all masterful and made today really so insightful for me. Gary, my inner freak is not controlling me, and I'm going to reword that. I'm friends with my inner friend. Even if you want to call me inner freak, it's a loving thing. A loving. Samuel, thank you. I feel better. Samuel, fantastic. Grounded. You know, we're like trees. You see the trees behind me? We're like trees. Imagine yourself rooted to the ground whenever you're feeling imbalanced. Imagine yourself rooted, and you imagine light sort of from the soles of your feet grounding you to the core of the earth, and see that what's happening, whatever a diagnosis, it's you just sort of going with the wind and just flow with it. And then again, imagine your connection to bigger. That's what I do when I feel imbalanced or I feel ungrounded, is just see myself as a tree and imagine the light, like the roots, and light connecting me to bigger. And that's one of my tools for that lack of imbalance that I might feel in the moment. And any diagnosis, even though there is a physical reality, that diagnosis is a teacher on a spiritual level, and Samuel will keep going and getting and getting and getting at it until you have a sense of freedom. That is my intention for you. And tell me if you like that intention. My intention for you, Samuel, is for you to achieve the sense of freedom that your physical being is looking for you to feel and achieve that on your egoic level, on your spiritual level. That's what I see for you. Does that resonate? That's what I see our journey is. Our journey for you is that feeling of invincibility, and that you're aligned with your knowing of unconditional freedom, despite what your physical journey is. And then once you achieve it on this level, your physical will match in one way or another. Yes? Samuel, fantastic. Feel that. Fantastic. Good. Good. I see you, Samuel. I see you. Okay, you guys are amazing. Gary just said you're in your room. You are the tree of Avatar. Andrea, oh, I haven't seen the new Avatar. It was so funny during the holidays. My niece saw the movie. So she was talked about the whole movie, the first one, which I had seen, and then she started to talk about the new one, and my dad is like, stop. We might choose to see the movie. So she had to like, but it's so funny. She like told us the whole everything. And I'm like, they might want to watch it. Like, this is beyond spoiler alert. It was like whole. And then we listened for about 10-15 minutes to the first one. And then when she started to talk about the new one, my dad was like, stop. That hand again. He's like, stop. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys are all amazing. All amazing. You had me in giggles. In giggles, I think the last line. Christine Manal, you're aligned with being on fire. Thank you, Christine. It's so nice to see you here today. Okay, you guys, I love you all. I love you all. Every single one of you. And I just told Samuel, I see him. I see all of you. And you're all so powerful. And let's make now, I'm not even going to say 2023, let's make our every now as powerful and purposeful as we can be, regardless of how we're feeling. It's unconditional. It's just a vibration. Let's love our every moment, to recognize that it's here just to teach us, to guide us, to align us to truth. And together we'll celebrate that truth for our lifetimes. Our lifetimes. Okay, you're all brilliant. Love you all. And I will see you next week. My love, always. Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this New Year alignment. I had so much fun just seeing all the truths in our human journey. If you don't follow me here on YouTube. Find me on InsightTimer. Follow me on Instagram, and let's enjoy. Oh, maybe you might want to sign up for my newsletters, www.mattain.me, MATTAIN.me. My love, always.